Child pose active by lifting the elbows off the mat, which will immediately activate the back of your shoulders. Or you can keep it passive by letting the elbow fall on the mat. Listen to what your body is asking for and go with that. Continue to inhale and exhale. Take one more inhale and exhale. And meet me in the table pose. We'll curl up the toes, so the toes are curled up and lifting the knee just few inches off the mat. Just an inch or just 2 inches. Notice how this feels around your core, around your lower back, and let's bring the knee back to the mat. I always play with some strength during my practice, so you're welcome to skip a pose or two if you feel it's too much, but I always encourage to strengthen. So this time again, press into those fingers and palm. And as you lift your knee off the mat, engage your core this time. Focus on your core, engaging your core. Imagine you have a corset around your. That's not the best outfit. I don't like anything tight on myself, but just for the purpose of imagination. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring those knees down. We'll do that one more time. You can always skip and go to child pose. Inhale and lift your knee a few inches off the mat. Beautiful, strong core, strong back. As you grab that abdomen, you also feel it. I generally feel it. I'm sorry, I'm talking, but have you guys holding this? That's just intentional. Yeah, let's bring that knees down. Okay, we can go into a child pose. You can rotate the wrist if that helps to release any stress that was, induced as a part of holding that pose. Rotate your wrist. And once again, meet me in table. And this time we'll curl up the toes. Keep a nice bend in the knee as we lift the hip and shift our body back. Imagine you have a string tied on the waistline and it's pulling you up. So your heel might also be lifting up, which is totally fine. Keep a nice bend in your knee. It's very generous bend. We are in a downward facing dog with a soft knee. Your back is flat, your head is heavy, and at the same time, you should be able to move your head without much effort. So try doing it, shaking a yes and a no. Your arms are hugging your ears. Inhale and exhale, and maybe try reaching the heel towards the mat. This might make your knee straighten a bit. You can still keep a soft bend in the knee and walk the dog, by which I mean send one heel at a time towards the mat, the other knee bends. Left heel reaches for the mat, right knee bends. Right heel reaches for the mat and left knee bends. Walk here. Inhale and exhale. As you continue to do this, you're always welcome to come to a table or a child pose. Continue to stay here for one more breath, and then from here we'll shift into a plank. So as we shift into a plank, option to drop the knees or just keep them off the mat. Again, once again, imagine having that corset around your abdomen. Let's bring the knees down and let's retreat back to a child pose. Notice how this feels on your elbows, on your wrist, maybe even your lower back. Staying in the child pose for 2 more breaths. You can always have a wide-legged child pose, which allows you to let your belly sink in and breathe even more air into your belly. One more breath. And then come back to table and quickly lift into a downward facing dog. So from here we will move to plank and then drop the knees and move into a child pose. So we will move between these poses. Table, downward facing dog, plank, drop your knees, and child pose. Inhale for table, exhale into a downward facing dog, inhale into a plank, drop your knee, and child pose. We do that one more time. Inhale for a table, exhale for a downward facing dog, inhale for a plank, drop your knee, and child pose. Now wrap the arms around your knees and send your palm to the back. Release your shoulders, round your back. Let go of your shoulders, your arms, and stay there for 3 breaths. Back to table, and let's lift up into a downward facing dog. And from here we will send the right foot up towards the sky. This is an option. You can still stay in the downward facing dog, but if you want to take this option, you're welcome to come into a 3-legged dog and then bend that right knee and open your hip towards the right side. Again, an option. You can just stay in the 3-legged dog without bending your knees, or you can just stay in downward facing dog. Now draw that right knee towards your chest and place it between your hands at the top of the mat. We'll get into a side twist, an easy twist, twisting towards the right. Your left hand is on the mat, your right arm is reaching for the sky. Hug that right knee towards your chest if it's falling away from your body. Now let's bring both hands to frame the front foot, drop the back knee, and you can plant the top of the back foot on the mat and come into a half split. When you extend the front leg, there's still a soft bend in that front knee. Fold forward with your nose reaching for the right knee. For one more breath. And the next time, walk your hands forward. So we are in a lunge, half lunge. Now lift yourself up, place both hands on the right knee and push your hip forward only as far as your hip allows you to. So you have to work with your range of movement. So, it might not look the same for all of us. And then let's shift the hip back over the left knee and then take a small bend, back bend. And I'm taking my left hand towards the left thigh, or you're welcome to try with the right hand towards the left thigh and opening the left arm up. See which one works good for you. And let's bring both arms back on the mat, curl up that back foot, and then spin the back foot so that it is parallel to the shorter edge of the mat. Make sure that there is a straight line, imaginary line from the the front heel to the arch of the back foot. And with this, see if you can lift yourself up into a warrior two. Sink your head down in warrior two. Try to keep a soft bend in that back knee. I feel like you have overextended the back. Yeah. Keep a soft bend in the back knees. What we don't want to do is hyperextend the knees, and at the same time make sure that the front knee is falling outside, not inside. And look towards the right arm. Inhale and exhale here. Press into that front foot and press into the outer edge of the back foot. And once again, imagine the corset around your abdomen. Now let's reverse the warrior. And then come into warrior two. Extend the front leg. Still keep a soft bend in that knee. And as you extend it, reach for an imaginary doorknob. And then let that right hand come towards the floor. Now you can always shorten the stance for stability. If you're able to reach for the mat, well and good. Stay here for one more breath. And then slowly lift yourself back up. And let's come into a wide-legged stance. So as you stay in the wide-legged stance, we'll have the toes point towards the corner of the mat. And then slowly hinge forward from your head, reaching for the mat. Let your head hang heavy here. Continue to inhale and exhale as you stay here. If having your head hanging this low is uncomfortable, you can always come back to a flat back. So this way you have much more control. And then slowly walk those hands around, shift your feet and coming back to the front. And now let's take both feet back, coming into a downward facing dog. Now let's repeat this all on the other side. Lift your left leg up towards the sky. It's an option. Bending the left knee is again an option, and opening your head towards the left side is an option too. Continue to inhale and exhale. Draw the left knee towards your chest and place the left foot between your hands. And from here we'll get into a twist on the left side. So your right hand is on the mat. Make sure your left knee is hugging your body. It's not falling away. Let's bring both hands down, bending the foot, drop the back knee, and then get into a half split or an easy split, extending the front leg, wrap your nose reaching for the left knee. Notice how this feels along the back side of your left leg. And once again, let's shift our hip forward.
you shift your hip forward, you're welcome to take your arms and place them over the left knee. And be careful with your knees as you do this. Yeah, just listen to your body. It's okay if you skip this pose. It's totally fine.
And from here we will cartwheel that back foot so that it is parallel to the shorter edge of the mat. You come into warrior two on the left side.
Again, sink your hips down. As you do this, push your left knee away and your eye gaze is towards the left side. Sink your hips a little bit if possible. Again, reminder to work with your range of movement. And we go into warrior two, reverse warrior. Eye gaze towards the sky. Coming back into reverse warrior. And extend that front leg. Keep a soft bend in the knee. Reach for that imaginary wall. And then slide that left hand down towards the shin. And opening up your chest and the right arm pointing towards the sky. Inhale and exhale. And slowly coming back to warrior two. And this time again, we'll come into a wide stance. Option to stay in flat back, or you can drop your head down. If dropping your head is bothering your back, I would recommend coming into a flat back. Continue to inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. And slowly walk your hand around to the front of the mat. And let's take both knees back, coming into a downward facing dog. And come into a wide-legged child. Your knees are as wide as the mat. Drop your belly, let go of your movement, and rest here for 5 breaths.